techno music, compliments of my upstairs neighbor who plays the dang music until 3 a.m. sometimes, and whoever's mowing their lawn outside. Thanks. Hey guys, today we are gonna try out a new foundation again. I picked up the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Fun fact, Neutrogena was like my go-to makeup when I was in college. Not the Hydro Boost, I think this is actually fairly new, but the one that looks like the Hydro Boost, but it's in like a shorter, stumpier packaging. That was my go-to makeup. I remember hearing that it was very similar to one of the NARS foundations, so I wanted to pick it up, and that's like what I used. Well, me and my friend Julie, shout out to Julie, we would like obsess over that foundation. So I saw this, I've seen it around on the internet. It's the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint. It has hyaluronic acid and it moisturizes and plumps the skin for 24 hours. That's a lot of claims for a foundation. So let me just go ahead and open this guy and see if it says anything on the inside. I picked up Classic Ivory, number 10. I originally picked up number 40 when I was at the store, and I was at Ulta, so they had testers. I tested it on the back of my hand, walked around the store, and holy crap, that oxidized to a serious orange color on my skin. It looked originally like it would be perfect, but it was not. It oxidized and it became really, really dark. So on the back it says, works to refresh dry and thirsty skin for 24 hours with hydrating hyaluronic acid. Weightless water gel formula applies flawlessly for a smooth, natural finish, oil-free, non-comedogenic. So we're gonna go ahead and just give this a shot. As always, I'm gonna use my primer. I've already applied a little bit of my Makeup Forever Step 1 that I always use right here, just a couple dabs where I have a little bit of visible pores, and then I'm gonna prime my face. Why do I shake this every time? I don't need to shake this. The Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, I love this stuff. So I'm gonna spray my face quickly with this and then go ahead and apply the foundation. I still feel like this smells like Windex, but clearly I like it. So I think this is a pretty, light coverage foundation. Let me take my little thingies and put them behind my ears. I don't think this is gonna apply a ton of coverage. Let me just show you on the back of my hand what the color looks like. It's pretty light, but the next step up, I don't know if it was number 20 or what, was way too pink. This looked like it had a little more of like a cooler undertone, which is why I picked it up. So we'll make it work with like bronzer and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna apply it like this. I know a lot of people say this is like the Clinique doe foot applicator thingy, which I guess it is. I've actually never had that. This is like the size, I feel like, of the Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm just gonna apply it everywhere. Just so you guys know, I've had to dip at least 7 times in this, so I don't know if that's something that turns you guys off. Doesn't really bother me too much, but you have to dip a lot. It doesn't hold a lot when you like pick up some product. Hopefully this isn't too much product because I've never used it and I have no idea how much coverage I'm gonna get, but I've said this in my last foundation video, I've been looking for lighter weight coverage, something that I could just throw on when I'm running errands. I guess I'll just start to blend. This is a damp beauty blender as always. It's definitely light. I mean, as far as coverage, it's not really covering too much of anything right now. It's very light, very light. So if you have, redness, if you have, some acne, this probably isn't gonna be the one for you. I think it's just a little too light, but it doesn't claim to do anything. Like it doesn't even have a foundation coverage on the actual packaging. It might online, but it's called a hydrating tint. So it's almost like a tinted moisturizer, honestly. I'll have to look back at the footage, but yeah, I mean, you could definitely still see my redness coming through. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to layer it up a little heavier on those areas. We'll see how it layers. See how I have to like dip over and over and over again? I can already tell it's starting to sink into my like nose area. I've talked about that before. That's one of the areas that, since I've had that V-beam laser, kind of holds on to foundation. It just like, it sinks in there in this strange way. So I can kind of see that happening already. As far as color, I think this actually matches me pretty well. I have normal skin. I'm not oily, I'm not dry. My skin is very, very normal. I use CeraVe for moisturizer and SPF, and I use hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary. So I feel like this is a bit patchy on my skin. It doesn't look like super smooth, so I'm just gonna keep kind of going at it here with my beauty blender to try to like work it into my skin. But this is requiring a little effort for sure. There we go. We're getting to like a little bit of a better place. I need my eyebrows done. What else is new? I think for light days, I think this would be absolutely fine. I don't know if it plumping and hydrating my skin at all. I don't think I want to add anything else. I mean, you guys saw that I added a little bit of extra coverage to my cheek area. You guys can see this is what it looks like. I definitely still have redness coming through. It feels nice and lightweight. It doesn't even feel like I have anything on my skin, honestly. So I still think it looks a little bit patchy. I'll get up close for you guys. I think it looks a little patchy, like especially around here and around here. It's not piling up too heavy on my like forehead area. That's sometimes a place that it will pile up. I do think that the nose area, it is sitting a little funky on there, but that's like typical with foundations. I'm not mad at the coverage. I think for like light days, if you're just running an errand, this wouldn't be bad. But I definitely think you do have to have, you know, better skin for this foundation. I don't think it provides enough coverage, but like I said, it's a tint. It's not meant to be that. So let me quickly apply my concealer, blush, bronzer, eyebrows, all the works, and I'll meet you back here in just a second. All right guys, so this is everything completed. I used my Maybelline Age Rewind under my eyes. I used my Maybelline Master Contour to bronze, blush, and highlight. I used my 3 mascaras that I'm currently obsessed with on my eyes. I started with my Maybelline Lash Sensational, then I applied my L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes XS for the second coat, and then for my lower lash line, I used the Falsies Push Up Angel by Maybelline. Yes, I know it's excessive, but I really like how it makes my little tiny lashes look. I did feel like I had to set everything. Obviously, I had to set the concealer, so I used my Wet n Wild pressed powder. This is the color Warm Light. Looks just like that. It's super light. I just use my like MAC sponge and I just apply a little under my eyes like this. And then I just took a big fluffy brush and lightly dusted everywhere. I did feel like the foundation wasn't going to set down enough, so I felt the need to do that, but I really used a minimal amount. On my lips, I have the NYX Soft Matte Cream in London. This is my favorite, so I just threw a little bit of that on, and honestly, that is all I've got going on today. I set with my Urban Decay All-Nighter, as I always would set any foundation that I'm trying. I definitely feel like this is light coverage. It does look a little better once I have everything on. I think it looks less patchy, and I feel like it almost makes it appear like I have more coverage. Like I said, I only used a very, very light dusting of the Wet n Wild pressed powder. I just feel like once I applied everything on, it just kind of like came together. I'm gonna get my mirror to inspect here, but I am getting a little bit of that strange like caking on my nose here. That always happens. For some reason, it doesn't with the new CoverGirl Healthy Elixir. I really, really like that stuff, but yeah, I do feel like it's pulling up a little bit here. It's not coming together on my forehead or anything like that. And overall, I'm happy with how I look right now for a light coverage day. I think it looks good. This isn't anything you would wear, you know, for like an event or something like that. I'm wondering if there's SPF in it. It doesn't appear to have SPF in it. So let's call the check-in 2:34 right now. I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day. I have a massage planned. I'm running lots of errands, so I'm gonna be doing a lot. My face is gonna be literally in one of those massage things. So we're really gonna test this one today. But overall, like I said, I'm happy with how it looks. I wasn't super impressed with the patchiness right off the bat, but we'll see how it lasts throughout the day. Like I said, it might be a good one for running errands, beach days, something like that. You don't really need makeup to go to the beach though, honestly. But if you felt like you needed it, this might be the one. Let me just give you the quick close-up of everything. We'll check in a little bit. Hey guys, it is now 8:18 in the evening. So it's been about 6 hours, and I don't think it's holding up too well. I mean, I still have coverage on my face. Like you can see that there's still some foundation on my face, but it got really patchy here. My redness is definitely showing through even more than it originally was. So not really into that. Let me just scoot on up here. Around 5 o'clock, I was gonna do a check-in and I filmed it, but like the sun is like glaring on my face so hard you can barely see the foundation, so it doesn't even make sense for me to put in the footage here. So you can see it's coming off on the little folds of my nose. This is like the first place here and on my nose where foundation comes off. It's definitely coming off on my nose. The nose looks really bad right now, honestly. It doesn't look good at all. It looks like there's foundation sinking into the pores. It's pooling up here, so I would not apply any more powder to my face right now because it's just cakey. I'm gonna get a little bit closer and just sit here so you guys can see like how cakey it is. And when I stepped outside, when I left my house, I looked in the mirror, in my rearview mirror before I left, and I felt like I looked cakey, which is really strange because I barely applied any powder to my face. Like when I mean minimal, I'll show you what I did here. I took my big powder brush and I went like this into my Wet n Wild pressed powder, and I went like this. And that's it. That fast, super quick. So it's strange that I kind of look cakey, even like on my like cheek area right here where I like didn't even apply any powder. So I don't know, it's a little strange. It's definitely patching off everywhere. My little friend here is showing through. Honestly, I feel like I would look better just having a moisturizer on my face. I think my skin would look better. So I don't think I'm gonna be grabbing for that too often. I feel like that might be a good foundation if you just got a facial or something like that. Like I just feel like it needs to be like really, really perfect skin to make it work since it is a tint. So I can't bash the foundation though because it is I'm looking at it over there like, I can't bash the foundation though because it only claims to be a tint. So it's really not supposed to provide much coverage. So, yeah. I don't feel like it gave me like the whole like moisturized feeling with hyaluronic acid. I don't feel like my face was plump. I feel like this might look better if I had like tanner skin, but since I'm more on the fair side right now, I don't see myself grabbing for that one in the near future. So I might have a friend who I can give it to that might be really good for like a prom makeup on like a younger kid who already has really, really nice, plump, even skin. But for someone who's, you know, getting closer and closer to 30 here, I don't think that one's for me. So I hope this was helpful to some of you. Please let me know what you think of this foundation. I know everybody has a different skin type and a different thought, so I would love to hear what you guys think of this if you've tried it below. I love interacting with you guys, so the more the merrier. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I respond to every single comment. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. If you guys want to see any more videos, please subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. I really want to take this off my face now. Oh, before I started filming this, I went into the bathroom because I forgot that I was filming a like first impressions of foundation, and I was about to take my makeup off. And then, thank goodness I remembered, because that would have been a huge bummer. You guys need to try this drink. It's so good. It has 0 grams of sugar, it's organic, it's cold pressed, it has lemon in it, stevia, cayenne, and it's 15 calories per 8 ounces. And there's 2 servings per container. I always drink the whole thing though, it's so good. It's like sour and like a little spicy, really good. Tip for the day.